Hi FlossTube, it's Lorna the Ladybird Stitcher. Today is Sunday the 23rd of October 2016. I'm coming to you earlier in the month because I've decided to do the election challenge put on by Stitch Maynia, and that starts on Tuesday. And I wanted to do an update up to this part of the month and then show you what I do for the challenge in a separate video. So I'm going to go through what I've done so far since my last video, which was about 3 weeks ago. This month we've had, it's been pretty busy. We spent a week in Melbourne. My husband had to go there for work, but he's also got family there, so we, my daughter and I went with him and we spent some time with family. And we got the keys to our new house, which was awesome. We've decided that instead of renovating and then moving in, we'll probably move in first. So that's going to probably happen a lot sooner than we originally thought. Whether the renovations actually get done, who knows, but we both kind of just need to move into the house rather than stay here. And I've got boxes all around me at the moment, and there's just nowhere else to put any more boxes. So we're really keen to move. So hopefully next time, or maybe not the next time, but the time after that, I bring you a video. Maybe I'll be in the new house, hopefully. We went over there yesterday and the day before, and my daughter loves the backyard, loved running around. She's never had a backyard before, so she's so happy. We bought her a few things to play with outside, like a blackboard and a sand pit and things, and she's absolutely loving it, which is awesome. Anyway, about my stitching, I've had 2 new starts this month. Like I said last month, I'm just going to let my stitching, I'm just going to do what I feel like stitching, and I felt like starting on one I've had in my collection for maybe a few months. It's by Brooks Books, and it's the Darcys, or the happy couple, the Darcys. And I started it on, now this is this fabric is called 28, it's supposed to be 28 count lavender sunset, and that's what I ordered from 123 Stitch, but I've actually counted the holes per inch and it's actually 32 count, so which is fine by me. But just to be careful, if you are if you kind of try and fit something onto a fabric, just make sure that it is the count you thought it was, because sometimes if it was a smaller count, it may not have fit on the fabric that I ordered. So just be careful of that. It does happen. People make mistakes. So that's what I've done so far. I've been really enjoying this one. This is the one I worked on most while I was in Melbourne. I'd started it before I'd left, and I worked on this. So that's obviously Mr. Darcy there. I do believe that this fabric is still Lavender Sunset. I don't know who puts it out, but I bought it from 123 Stitch, and it seems to be 32 count rather than 28 count, but the colours stand out on it and it looks fine. I don't know if you can see just yet, but there is part of a bouquet there, so that will be, that's around there. Now in my comfort zone, I like to stitch down, but with this one I think it's going to be really hard to sort of move on to Elizabeth straight away. I'm going to have to start with her hands and move up and then move down, so this is taking me a little bit out of my comfort zone, or it will do once I finish Mr. Darcy, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So yeah, that's that one. This is going to feature in my election challenge, so you'll see that in the next video. That's what it looks like so far. And I bought the pattern from 123 Stitch, but it's also available from Brooks Books Etsy store. I also started on part 7 of Gingerbread Village, and this one's called Gingerbread Boy and Snowman. That's that one. I don't actually get the buttons. I like to stitch instead of put the buttons on. I don't know why, that's what I've chosen. So I'll be stitching the little gingerbread boy. But this is what I've done so far on this one. I haven't finished it yet, but there's that panel there. That's the block that I'm working on. I also took this one to Melbourne, but the lighting just wasn't good. This is stitched on 32 count Manor House by Stitches and Spice, who are no longer in business. It's a beautiful, beautiful fabric. It's opal, and because it's 32 count opal, it's a lot harder to stitch on in artificial light. The Darcy's one is stitched on 32 count as well, but it's not opal, and I find that the opal sometimes plays with your eyes a little bit, especially under artificial lighting. So I like to work on this one during the day, and because we were out so much during the day, I didn't get much done on it. But that's what it looks like so far. And this one will not be finished by Christmas, even though I had hoped to finish it by then, but that's okay. I'll just work on it when I feel like it. I've said before, this one can be quite tedious. It's a very limited colour palette. Basically lots of browns, green, red and white. I think this panel uses a little bit of orange, but not very much. So I tend to, well, I was working on it quite diligently earlier on in the year, but then I stopped because I just wasn't enjoying it. So I've had the urge to work on it again, which is great. And I think I'll continue, but probably not every month. We'll just see how it goes. So they're my new starts. Haven't had any finishes. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. My whips, I worked a little bit on Story Keeps Some Enchanted Evening, which will look like this when it's finished. And here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here's where it is now. I can't remember how much I've done since you last saw it, but I think I was just working on this column, and so I don't think I've done much since last time, but that's where it is now. I used to park, and I still do in a way, but less than I used to. I used to just work on 10 by 10 blocks, but I kind of just now work in columns and sort of across country in columns. So if I get a colour and I see that it's still going to carry over to the next square down, I'll just keep working down in it. I just find that goes a lot quicker than threading and unthreading the needle all the time. So that's that one. That's how long it is at the moment. There is still a little bit to go at the bottom, but first I'll work on page 2 and get that completed, and then I'll go back to the bottom and then it will be done. This is another one I had hoped to finish by the end of the year, but I don't think that's going to happen now, but we'll see. I also worked on one that I haven't picked up since March, earlier this year. A friend of mine who also stitches occasionally, she's not into it as much as I am, but she does enjoy it. She invited me over for a craft day, which was awesome because I left my daughter with my husband and left them behind and went off on my own, had no responsibilities, and just got to stitch for a few hours that afternoon, and it was really nice. And if you're watching, Robin, I really did enjoy it, and we need to do it again. But I decided I wanted to take something that I could easily carry, so something that was quite portable, and I decided on one that I hadn't worked on for a while called Stocking Faithful Friends. It's artwork by Donna Gelsinger, and it's a Haid, and it will look like this when it's finished. And here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. This is what it looks like now. So I don't think I've done much. I've just worked on that column. I had hoped to do a little bit more this month, but it's just been too busy. But this one will feature in the challenge, so you'll see it in my next video, and hopefully I'll get a little bit more done on that one. So that's that one. I gridded this piece before I knew what parking was, and now that I've sort of parking and working in columns, I find that I don't use those grids at all. So that's why I haven't done that to any of my other pieces. But this can easily come out. It's just I think it's called easy count thread, but it's basically like fishing line, so you can't pierce it. But that's where that is now. And hopefully I'll finish the first page. I think the first page goes to about there. I'd really like to just finish that and move on to the second page. So that's that one. And then I picked up Once Upon a Time, which I stitch on every month. Here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. And here's what it looks like now. So I've worked on the October piece there. That's Cinderella. I had hoped to start on November as well, but it didn't happen. Just ran out of time. But this will feature again in the challenge. This month I'm aiming to, or by the end of November, I'm aiming to finish the November block, but also finish the border, so that in December I can just go in and finish the December block and have it done. So that's what I'm hoping to do. At the bottom, the way it's charted, it will have 2014 here, but I'm trying to work out how to either put in 2016, I might do it in Roman numerals, or maybe put my initials somewhere. I'm not sure, I haven't worked that out yet, but I'll leave that till the end as well. So that's that one. And hopefully I'll get the border done and the November panel this month. That's that one. And then I picked up Pinocchio Wishes Upon a Star, which will look like this when it's finished. Sorry about the glare. And here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. Here's what it looks like now. I'm still working on this one, so there's a group I'm part of called the Disney Stitches group, something like that. I'll put the name of the group below, or on the screen now. But they have a monthly challenge where you stitch on a Disney piece for a weekend. So I'm still working on this one this weekend, but that's where it is now. Still enjoying this one. As you can see, I'll put it into a Q-snap. I find that it's easier to work on this that way. The fabric is quite stiff, and putting it in a smaller Q-snap or holding it in my hand, I find gets really hard to work with because it's so stiff you can't really sort of bend it or fold it as much as you want. So it's a lot easier in a Q-snap, and this is an 11 by 17. So that's that one. And then, last but not least, I worked on Singer Sampler. So I'm still on part 1, which is the Do Re panel. That one. I finished Do last month, and I've started on Re. So here's what it looked like the last time you saw it. Here's what it looks like now. And again, I'm still really enjoying this one. This is going to feature a few times in the challenge as well, so you'll see that again in a couple of weeks. yeah, still enjoying that one. I'm hoping to start on the Me panel soon as well. This is how I set mine up. So this is the Easy Stitch scroll frame. It uses a kind of Velcro to attach the, see that there, to attach the fabric, so you don't have to baste it on. It's you can peel it on and off as you like. This is probably the longest, I think it's the longest they sell. It's 30 inches, and it's the only one that fits this project because the fabric is so long, so wide. And this is how I set it up. I usually have the chart is obviously usually open. I can't show you the chart, but I attach it to the fabric with my needle minder, which you can see there is Mary Poppins, and I thought Julie Andrews on Sound of Music sampler. And that's how I do it. So I have that sitting next to me. I've got my threads in a Ziploc bag, and I just work on it that way. So that's that one. They're all my whips for the month. I didn't go crazy on haul. I only have 2 charts. One of them was the challenge. You'll remember last month I finished the Hay challenge number 3, which was Cinderella on the Stairs, which looks like this. So that was the end of the challenge, and I think you had to have it submitted by the 15th of October, and they released the award chart, which was this one. And I think it's part of the A Stitch in Time large piece, so they've sort of given us a panel of that. So that's really nice. I don't know whether I'll ever get to stitch on it, but it is. I do like it. It's just so many other things I want to stitch. And then Children Craft had a Halloween sale, and I wanted to make the most of it, and I saw one that I really liked. It's a new release, and it looks like this. So I bought that one as well. I haven't got anything else to show you as part of my haul, but I have got things on order that you'll hopefully see next time. I have signed up to Miss Oh So Crafty. Stephanie is running a challenge next year from January to June, or the end of June, and it's basically a Stitch from Stash challenge, and she's called it Stitch from Stash 2017A. So if it's successful, there'll be a B as well, which will run from July to December. Basically, you set your own budget up to $25 a month, $25 US a month, and if you don't use all of the $25 in the first month, you can carry it over. And if you finish a project, you can decide or ask the group to help you decide how much credit you get for finishing that project, and that will be added to the next month or carry it forward. You don't actually receive any money, obviously, but it's within your budget, and I think I really need to do that because my stash is out of hand. It really is. I'm not the only one, I know, but yeah, it's just now that we're moving, I can see exactly how much stuff I've got, and there's no way I'm going to finish it in time, but like in my lifetime. But there are a few challenges that I want to participate in next year, so I've been stocking up for those challenges. The first one is just to go back to the Stitch from Stash. So Stephanie from Ms. Oh So Crafty has set that up, and I will put a link to the Facebook group in my description box. The other challenge I'm participating in is called Freebie February, which is set up by Heather Stitches, and I will put a link to the Facebook group below as well. And I will be doing 4 separate projects. I might show you those when I get all the supplies for them, so that I can show you what fabric I'm using and everything. But I've found basically with Freebie February, you can start as many free patterns that you want to, or as many as you can, in February. You can start one every day, you can start one every week, you can start one every second week, you can start one every second day. It's really up to you, but as part of the challenge they need to have been freebies. I've chosen 4, so I'll be starting one on each day, and yeah, I'll show you those when I get all the supplies for them. And I'm really thinking of doing Stitch Mania next year. The first year it ran was last year, I believe, 2015, and I actually had to go into hospital with my daughter that month. Not for anything serious, it was just she was having sleeping issues. So we spent a week in a hospital in there, and that was right in the middle of the Stitch Mania event, which was from the 1st to the 15th. And so I knew I couldn't take that many projects with me to stitch on. So I didn't participate in it last year. This year I was overseas for the first 2 weeks of May. I didn't want to carry that many supplies overseas with me. I took 4 projects, and we had enough to carry, you know, with all my daughter's stuff, like pram, car seat, cot. We had a backpack to put her in, we had a carrier, all the different things you need for a baby. Took up enough room without me carrying 15 projects as well, so I only took 4 compact ones. So that was the second year I couldn't participate, and I actually forgot about it as well. Although it is on my news feed in Facebook, sometimes it doesn't show up because I am involved in, well, I am part of a number of groups. So I've decided that 2017 I shouldn't really have anything, hopefully, going on in May, or anything major going on in May, and hopefully I'll be able to participate. So I might start stocking up for that as well. But I was looking at the number of kits I have, and just the ones that I know of, or the ones that are in my X-Stitch app, I've got about 50 kits to choose from. So I won't have a problem starting on, or having any kits to choose from in May for Maynia. I'm not 100% sure that I will be doing it yet, but I really want to. So hopefully that'll be another challenge I participate in. And then the Stitch from Stash challenge finishes in June, at the end of June. And hopefully I would have saved a little bit of money. I've set my budget for about $30 Australian, which is a little bit less than $25 US at the moment. Normally what I do is order from US based businesses, and I like to, shipping can range from about $15 to about $30 for one shipment to Australia. So I like to make the most of the shipping. And that generally means spending at least $100 US on one shipment. And that's why I kind of end up with so much stuff. And hopefully this will restrain me a little bit, either start shopping more from closer to home places, which will probably mean I just pay a little bit extra for the things, but then I'm not kind of feeling like I have to purchase more to make the most of shipping. Or just saving up the money and spending it at a later month when I've saved up enough to make it worthwhile to buy from overseas. So that's where I am there. I've put in an order with Colour Cascade Fabrics. That's a fabric dyer here in Australia, and actually the owner, Tammy, has her own channel now, and it's a really informative and some really great videos there, and I'll link her channel below. If you haven't already come across it, I encourage you to do that. But she dyes fabrics really well in Australia, and I think at the moment she's probably the only one who hand dyes a lot of fabrics in Australia. I know there's a couple of other places, but they spray the paint onto the fabric, but she doesn't. She actually hand dyes it, and with the opal fabric, she actually uses fabric that has the opalescent threads weaved into the fibre, so it's not sprayed on like a lot of other places use. So I like her shop, and I'll be getting a couple of things from her. I've ordered a few things from there, I've also put in an order with 123 Stitch. I put that in on Friday night and it shipped Saturday morning, which was awesome. Australia time, which would have been probably the same day, I'd say, in America, but that was really quick turnaround. But I should receive that in a couple of weeks. I also put in an order with Stitching Bits and Bobs. We all know they take ages to ship, and that's completely fine. I know that I won't get the things I ordered straight away, but I saved a little bit of money by buying from them. One thing I did want to mention, Thread Garden, who's also an Australian, hi Jan, if you're watching, she did, I'm sure you've all seen it, it's the Prairie School of Alphabet, and she used one long piece of fabric to stitch that on. And I've been umming and ahhing, and then Prairie School has stopped trading, and I thought, oh well, you know, I won't get them. And then GHI, and then I thought I would get them, and then I looked into it, and no one seemed to have GHI. And then I received an email from 123 Stitch saying that GHI had been reprinted. So I thought, okay, I may as well get it. So I've actually ordered all the others from Stitching Bits and Bobs. They didn't have GHI yet. And then I ordered GHI in my 123 Stitch order. So I'll probably receive GHI before the rest of the project. I haven't ordered the fabric or the floss that I need, but that will be a project that I probably will start sometime next year. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Most of the stuff I ordered from overseas was floss for Singer Sampler, because I'm out of I'm not out of colours yet, but I can see myself running out soon, and there are 4 parts, and I only ordered enough for the first part to work on. So that's that one. And I also ordered a primitive hair one, which I'll show you when it arrives. I've never ordered from them before, and I know they've got their own Etsy store, but it was far cheaper to order it from Stitching Bits and Bobs than directly from the supplier. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for your continued support. I'm up to I'm just under 900 subscribers, I think, at the moment. So I'm blown away by that. I told my husband, and he said, "Are you sure you haven't got your friends to just sign in several times and subscribe to you?" Believe me, I haven't done that. Most of my friends don't know that I make these videos because, like I said before, I only know one person who actually stitches in real life. So yeah, I'm blown away by the support, the lovely comments I get every month. It's amazing. So I'm really blessed to have found this community. I love being part of it. I love making videos. So and to all the new people making FlossTube videos, welcome, and please continue to make the videos because I love watching them. I am a bit behind. I have been a bit behind for most of the year, but at the moment it's only about 2 weeks behind, so I'll get there eventually. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and my next video will be a preview of what I'll be working on for the challenge. So that's already on YouTube, but I've set it as private, and I'll make it public as soon as I find that this one has gone up. And then I'll come back to you, if I can, in a couple of weeks to show you how I went with the challenge. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.